Welcome. This is Dr. T, and welcome to Invincible Inner Game. Now, if you are ready to blast past fear, all of your fears, anxieties, limits, any kind of blocks, and you are ready to become invincible, unstoppable in the world, and claim all that you desire and have the best of what you desire, and become a powerful person, then you are in the right place. Let me assure you. This is Invincible in a Game, and in this course you are going to be learning, and I'm going to be sharing with you some of the most powerful tools, techniques, and exercises, and understandings, awarenesses, and concepts on how to exactly have invincible in a game, meaning that you will not be stopped. Anything will not be able to stop you, and you will literally, well, just think about the word invincible. It's pretty much, it's very clear, right? So with that being said, let's jump right into this. Well, hold on. One other quick thing. Why is inner game important? Well, I'm sure you've heard before that 80%, up to 80 to 90% of success is psychology and inner game, and the mechanics of how to do something or how to achieve a certain result or a map is about 10% or 20%. More realistically, let's use the 80-20 rule and say that it is 20%. For instance, there are 100 ways to lose weight. There are 100 ways to meet a woman, whatever. Bunch of great information out there. However, most people are still struggling because 80% of that comes from the inner game, the psychology. So, and also, as within, so without. So your external reality is a complete reflection of your inner reality. And so we're gonna dive into Invincible in a Game right here, right now. So that being said, let's jump right into this. So the single biggest block to having invincible in a game is, of course, the demon fear. There you go. And once you overcome fear, you literally will be able to, you will literally be unstoppable, right? Invincible, without fear, to go towards whatever it is that you desire. And it is fear that holds you back more than anything else, if you really think about it. And here are a few of the things that we will be overcoming right here and right now. Fear of criticism, what other people think. This is a huge one. It creeps up and really interferes with our happiness, our joy, our presence, and our success. Rejection, failure, whole bunch of fears, and we will be overcoming this right here, right now. And I want to mention that we are in this course. You must practice these to the point where they build a powerful momentum. They become habitual and automatic, and you gotta consciously do this until it builds that momentum and it becomes automatic. Because up until now, becoming the person you have become, we have to start beginning, and as you begin working with some of these stuff I will be sharing, you will literally build a momentum that is unstoppable and invincible, and within a short period of time, this is who you will become. So as with anything, repetition is the parent of change, learning, and skill. Okay, so let's talk about fear. Let's talk about death. Let's talk about the fear of death. Once we have literally overcome the fear of death, there is nothing else. There is literally, this is the big one. Once you overcome the fear of death, literally there will be, what else is there? There's no other fear. This is the one. So let's talk about this. I want you to imagine, what if you knew you were going to die? You had 12 hours to live, right? And you, on the 12th hour, when the 12th hour was over, you would literally drop dead. How would you live that day? I'm willing to bet that you would literally be invincible. You would do everything you want to do. You would not have any fear, right? And here is the truth. The truth is that you are eventually going to die, and we have no idea of when that could happen. It could happen a minute from now, or it could happen 100 years from now. But the fact remains is that we are going to eventually die. And once this becomes our awareness in the new context of our life, that is when we can take that allows us to on one level to overcome the fear of death, because you are going to die. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but that is the truth. And overcoming the fear of death is absolutely crucial to overcoming fear, because it's the big one. And if when you overcome your fear of death, you will not care about what people think or say to you. It will not affect you. You will not fear rejection, failure. You will just keep going. You will be invincible. So the question remains is how. And I also want to mention that the most superior, the most powerful, the most influential, the greatest people literally have overcome the fear of death, and that is a fact. So how do we overcome the fear of death? How can you right now overcome the fear of death? Well, you literally need to, this is something, that all of this is between you and yourself, the relationship you have between you and yourself. So you need to literally go inside and make the decision. You need to make the decision that you are going to live like a person who is dead. This may sound weird or whatever, but this is the truth. You need to go inside, make the decision, do whatever it takes to actually make that decision. Let's define decision. A decision means to cut off from any other possibility than the one that you have decided upon. That is a real decision. And of course, you need to make that decision and be willing to make that decision and be willing to learn from that decision. Any decision is fantastic as long as you learn from it. And the greatest people have the habit of reaching decisions and of changing those decisions slowly if and when they were changed, if they were changed. And this is a decision that you can make and never need to change. So I want you to pause the video right now, or make a note that you are going to spend some time and really make the decision that you are going to live like a person who is already dead. And once you have done that, you will literally feel the weights, the burden of just lift off you. This is crucial right here. I cannot literally convey to you how critical this is, and it's very important. Because we do understand that we are gonna die anytime. So why resist that? So I want you to make a note of this right now, that you are going to reach this decision. And like I said, it's going to take repetition. You make the decision one time, cut off from any other possibility than the one you have decided, and keep reminding yourself until that is ingrained into who you are. Alright, fantastic. Criticism. Now, all these fears actually prevent us from being present, being in the now, and fully enjoying the moment and capitalizing on the opportunities and being who we truly are. They literally create blocks within ourselves and our personality. I'm sure you've heard the analogy of that we are all diamonds and we are covered up in dirt or whatever. I can't really remember, but we literally are. That's the truth. And by working with these, we are literally removing that, so we can be the diamond, which is invincible. I also want you to, as you go about your day, as you're just relaxing and meditating and just flowing and thinking, to remember when you were very young, how when you were young you didn't literally these were not issues for you. You just went, you were the diamond. So that's the essence we want to get back into. Okay, so this is basically thinking about caring too much about what other people think, and this very limits us and covers up the diamond to a point where it's very destructive, and we can literally become paralyzed and extremely limited because of this fear. And the way, well, everything is building on each other. So as you overcome your fear of death, you will not fear this. But let's talk about this. Let's have some practical examples and tools on how we can how you can work with this and overcome this, because these fears are in our subconscious mind. They happen automatically, so we can have to consciously work on reprogramming and eliminating them. So how do we do this? Well, the first thing we do is we start with an incantation, an affirmation, a new attitude. And that new attitude is, who cares what they think? And as we actually go deep into the course here, the second part of this course is going to, of course, dramatically help with all of these. However, let's start with this, and I definitely recommend reviewing this course a few times so you get the whole picture and the whole package of how everything works together for Invincible in a game. So, criticism. This limits us not just with women, but in life in general. Like, you want to go do something, you want to go say something, you want to be you, but you fear that what would they think? Is that going to be right? Oh no. And then you literally talk yourself out of it. You talk yourself out of it, right? They may respond in a way, or they may respond in another way, but we cannot know. And our fear literally paralyzes us up until now, that is. So the way to literally overcome the fear of criticism, I hope I spelled that right. It's a bit funny, but anyways, the way to overcome the fear of criticism is literally by having an incantation, an affirmation, a mantra, and to be very aware of what's going on in our brain, our internal dialogue, by being relaxed and breathing and just listening to our own inner voice. And whenever the fear of criticism comes up, we literally keep repeating to ourselves, who cares what they think? Who cares what they think? Who cares what they think? And as we do that, you will start to feel at peace, and you will literally let go of what they think, and you will have the power to just be calm and composed and let go of that. And of course, repetition. Who cares what they think? Who cares what they think? And you might be thinking, well, who cares what well, how I need to care what other people think. Well, this is where part 2 is gonna definitely come into play, so stay with me here. Okay, so to recap, fear of criticism, where all throughout your day, and especially when you know that you're susceptible to this fear, few deep breaths, relax, become aware of the the inner dialogue, and repeat the mantra to yourself: who cares what they think? Who cares what they think? Who cares what they think? Until you literally become relaxed and composed and calmed, and you literally don't care. Okay, so next one, fear of rejection. Now, first thing we have to understand is that rejection is not personal. It's just a rejection of what we're offering at that moment in that particular time, and the other person may be going through whatever they may be going through. First. Second understanding is that we need to not take it personally to us and identifying with it, whatever that may be. And this definitely goes into criticism. And like I said, direction is coming up, and this will definitely this is a level up. Right here, we're just eliminating the negative, and here we will be talking about how to magnify the diamond, so to speak. So number one, it's not personal to us, and stop identifying with it. And another thing, number 3, is build your own value up to yourself. So you become a great guy, that you respect yourself, you value yourself, etc. A person of high esteem, high self-esteem. And like I said, number 2 is gonna the second part to this course is definitely gonna help with that dramatically. Number 4 is another mantra, and this mantra is a question, and this question is: am I being true to myself? And when you're being true to yourself, you can literally never lose, never be rejected, because you're doing what you want to do. You're being true to who you are. So the only way you can lose there is if you reject yourself, if you reject yourself. Because if you're being true to yourself and you're doing the best that you're capable of, and that's the best that you're capable of, that's the best you can do. And if you're going to reject yourself from that, then you might as well just close this video right now. Okay, so there you go. That is literally in a nutshell, and these two are very closely related. They're very similar. Okay, so, and these are the biggest fears that we have as humans right here. So number 1, just a quick recap. It's not personal to us. Number 2, do not identify with it. Number 3, build your value. Number 4, am I being true to myself? Another mantra. Next fear, the fear of failure. Okay, so now this is a great one, because we've been actually lied to. We've been lied to. We've made these concepts in our mind, and they actually work against us, because in reality there is no such thing as failure. The only failure in my mind, this is what failure is. Failure is giving up or stopping. That's what failure is. And anything else is there for you to grow and for you to learn from. Fact. Okay, because the only way you can fail is if you stop or if you give up. That's a failure. But if you do not stop or you do not fail, what's going to happen is you're going to learn something, and you're going to become stronger, and you're going to grow. which is what Invincible game is all about. It's about growing and becoming stronger and learning, and which is invaluable, which is priceless, right? I don't, yeah, which is priceless. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about that. And for you to just literally realize that. And like I said, repetition, 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 repetition. You have to literally convince yourself and know that that is the truth. And once we have overcome these fears and we're using these, then this will literally they momentum on each other. So yeah, etc. Here are some more two powerful tools that you must use to keep yourself going, and that is emotion. Well, let's continue here with fear of failure real quick. The truth is that when you're going about doing what you do, rejection and failure is inevitable. Not only is it inevitable, especially failure, it's necessary. Let's go for an example here, and an example of women being successful with women and going out there and meeting women. Let's say a weak guy, he goes out there and he meets one woman and he quote unquote gets rejected, or he quote unquote fails, right? So, and what happens is he literally that destroys him, because he feels so much pain and, oh no, I've been rejected. And remember, what you resist persists, but what you accept, you gain power to use. So a weak guy who doesn't have Invincible in a game goes out, gets quote unquote rejected or fails one time, it's over. Right? Oh no, I suck, blah blah blah, negative loop. Another guy who does have Invincible in a game goes out there and same thing happens to him. But because he has Invincible in a game, and he understands that not only is rejection failure necessary but inevitable, he can take that and he can take that as a learning. What can I learn from that? What, maybe I didn't do this maybe I could have done this better. And that is how you will improve, and it will make you stronger, because what doesn't kill you will make you stronger. And if you accept and you don't resist the pain that will come from it, right? And and let's look at these two concepts. Let's just go sideways here and take a look at these two concepts, and keep in mind, what you resist persists, but what you accept, you can gain power to use. So, and let's continue thinking about the example of one guy who has Invincible in a game, and another guy who is very weak. So we automatically are attaching meaning all the time. Automatically, our brain, our mind, our ego is automatically doing that. So a weak guy, for example, will quote unquote fail or get rejected. Oh no, I suck, I'm no good, I'm unattractive, blah blah blah, attaching meaning. Guy with Invincible in a game. And this is basically the way you interpret things to yourself. Your self-talk, the way you make meaning out of external events. So a guy with Invincible in a game might attach the meaning of I wonder what's up with her today, or maybe she wasn't wearing her glasses, she couldn't see me, or damn, that girl she must have really bad taste, or you can attach any meaning to any event, and the only question is I ask you is, will it empower you or disempower you. And so the first person attaching the meaning that he attached to it is going to literally be frozen, stuck, and paralyzed, and most likely give up and stop. But because the guy with Invincible game attached a better meaning to it, then he will have the power and the enthusiasm and the calmness to continue. And the thing is that you are always attaching meaning, and the meanings that you have attached up until now so far have determined the way you have become. So this is, like I said, it's going to take repetition for you to become this new person. And with number 2 here, part 2 of the course, we're going to be diving deeper into that. The level there's actually a level beyond this, and that level is where we attach no meaning, and we literally learn and experience and process and realize that everything is a process. But for Invincible in a game here, we want to focus on attaching empowering meaning, and understand that we are in control of the meaning we attach, that you are in control of the meaning you attach, and also attaching no meaning. And you want to actually, like, it's easy just to fake attach a meaning but deeply attach another meaning. So you want to deeply attach the best meaning, repetition, emotion. Really do this, make a decision. Next thing I want to talk about, talking about fear of failure and all other fears, and what you resist persists, but what you accept you gain power to use, is emotional flow. So emotions, we basically have 2 main categories of emotion, something that feels good and something that feels bad. Obviously, when a good emotion comes up, we're not going to resist it, right? Unless you're crazy or unless, I don't know. But when a bad emotion comes up, what we tend to do is we resist it, we block it, we push against it. We don't want to feel it. And what you resist is going to persist. That's going to still be there in your body. You're still going to be feeling it, and next time you're going to respond, you're going to react automatically. So what we want to do is we want to accept the emotion and flow with it, and let it run its course and process through us. And that way we are accepting it, and we are gaining power to use it, and we are overcoming it. Any bad emotion, good or bad. Cool. So that being said, let's redefine fear. Fear, false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. That's another mantra that you want to ingrain into yourself. False evidence appearing real. Wow, I really like that. So there you go. Some powerful tools, exercises, and concepts and understanding to literally overcome and eliminate the demon fear. And here is what's going to take repetition, and in a relatively short period of time, because these are very powerful tools that you're using to literally you can definitely make instant changes here. However, I want to stress that you definitely want to keep doing this repetition and imprinting this and building a momentum that is so strong, and building a new you that is so strong. Invincible in a game. Right, so now that we have literally eliminated fear, let's talk about the second part of this, which is direction. And this will literally this is the most important part. This is one of the most, well, they're all pretty much important, but this is definitely crucial right here. This is essentially crucial, critical in fact, and it is about direction. And this is what's going to empower everything else. And there's 2 parts to this. The first part is who you are, and the second part is where you're going. And once you are absolutely clear on those 2 things, you can literally have a power that is invincible. And once you literally define and are clear about who you are and where you're going, and no matter how much you could be criticized 100,000 times, be rejected 100,000 times, fail 100,000 times, and if you literally, from coming from an internal validation point of who you are clearly and where you're going, and you don't let anything, like I said 100,000 times, these can happen to you, and you don't let it knock you off your belief and your certainty about these two things, that is literally where you become invincible, and where you truly become a superior person, powerful person. So number one, how can we do this? Well, you need to make a decision, and you need to sit down and define who you are by looking at your past, looking at your present, and looking at your future, about where you want to be and who you want to be and who you want to become. And you want to ask yourself the question, who am I? And you want to answer this question by using this formula. And this formula is, you want to answer this question like, I am confident, or you have to be true to yourself, personal to yourself, about who you want to be, right? By looking at your past, looking at your future, where you want to go, who you want to be, who's the ideal you that you want to be. And you need to create this on the inside and let nothing shake you from this. So so you want to ask yourself every day, who am I? And you want to answer the question by saying, I am. And then you want to describe who you are. So for example, I am a powerful, confident man. I am irresistible, etc. So this is hugely important, number one. Number two, where you are going. Okay, now once we have defined this, you will literally, everything else is about finding people to support you. So the women to support you, the men to support you, and you vice versa, you supporting them, right? This is hugely powerful. I'm kind of rushing through this. I definitely want to make the point that this is the meat right here. And no matter what happens here, if you literally attach all the meaning to empower you for this, that is when you become invincible. I hope I'm communicating this to you the best I can, in a way that you're understanding and you're grasping the importance of this. So where you are going, how do we do this? Number one, if you had 10 million pounds and only 6 months to live, what would you be doing? Do that now. Second question, what great dream would you dare to dream if you knew you could not fail? Another thing you can do, write down 10 things you want, 10 goals, 10 things you want to accomplish. Pick the most important one and dedicate yourself to that. Make a plan and go for it. Another thing, this is really a huge one, so you want to take your time and really be clear, be specifically clear about what it is. So you may want to take a week, and you may want to go meditate, you may want to go camping or on a retreat somewhere, or do some research about what you really, where you want to be, where you want to go. And you want to have clear descriptions about who you are and where you want to go, and you want to visualize and picture and have a clear picture of that in your head, and let nothing distract you from that, no matter what happens. Externally, internally, you are strong. The world can change, business can change, people can change, but you will remain true, or you will remain quote unquote the same. I'm sure you've heard that before, right? So number three, the final part to this is give. Be a giver, and as you give, you will receive. And there is no fear in giving. There's only fear in getting and feeling and thinking and estimating, emotionally estimating that we are going to get turned down or rejected or fail at trying to from that we're trying to get. But as we put our focus in giving and give what we want, you will literally receive. So your entire focus should be on being a giver, and there's no fear, no anxiety, nothing attached to giving. When you are a giver, you go beyond yourself, and it's about it's about the bigger picture, and all these wrap together. So like I said, you may want to review this a few times to really grasp the entire picture that we're trying to paint here. And this is this is real life here. I do make, I'm not perfect here. I delivered this the best I can up to this point. So if you do have any questions or clarifications, please do not hesitate to ask them. Thank you for taking the time to check this out. Dr. T signing out. Thank you.